So what I like to do first is just drag all of my cinematics onto the timeline. I like to speed them up because this is slow. So I'm going to, since it's a 60 frame per second clip, I can speed it up to 200%. And now it's just a bit faster. Alright, so I'm going to put them in this order. And I'm just going to go ahead and mark where the transitions should be. And if you can't see the waves, just drag this down. Alright, so now that I marked where they should go, I'm just going to zoom in and move the clip onto the mark so it appears on the beat drop. Yeah, so what you want to do is just make sure that they transition on the mark where the beat drop is, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this clip short. So what you can do is put transitions in between the clips. If you just don't want to bother with a custom one, just come over here, go to video transitions, and you could really use any of these. Alright, so now I'm just going to leave it as no transition to make it more clean. So it looks like it transitions on the beat drop. And you don't have to add 3 highlights, but I just like to, in case if there's 3 beat drops, you can always do 1 or 2, depending on what audio you have or how you cut the audio. Alright, so now that you've edited your cinematics and sped them up, what you want to do now is add the text. So go into effects and drag in your fusion composition, and I'm just going to drag it over the whole clip and then split it later. Now what I'm going to do, I have an editing folder with this cool numby text preset. I'll leave it as the first link in the description if you do want to use this preset. I'm going to leave it like that, and then go ahead and cut. It should auto select and mark the clips. So what I'm going to do is edit the first one and change it to what you will learn, because this is what you were learning.
This is my number shine, made 10 racks and I'm spending the day. My bad.
And then what I'm going to do here is change this, well, so what you want to do on the second one is go select your text, delete, and then go over to your font. This will be the second link in the description, but you want to change it to social shapes. And if you do want a YouTube logo, I always have this preset in my files. It's just a U with a comma over top of it, so you look that up and it'll turn to a YouTube shape. On the website where the font download is, if you scroll to the bottom, you should see all the different letters for the shapes, so just go ahead and use that. But for this, I'm going to be using the YouTube logo because I don't really have any other social media. But what you'll need to do is copy this, drag it up and make sure it doesn't move, right click, paste. So now I have 2. So now I have 2 YouTube logos, so I'm just going to edit the top one and change this to, alright, so now they are not overlapping. So what I want to do is click on the bottom one because that's where the YouTube logo is, and drag the position X and just keep messing around with this until it's centered. Make both of these do a compound clip, name it whatever, and just drag it on each one of them. So it should look like that. It's pretty ridiculous, but now what you want to do, since you've edited that, is I have settings. I'll leave these in the description of the video, or you could just copy them right here or pause the video. So just copy these into Davinci Resolve. I have a second monitor, so it's pretty easy for me to change, and I'll see you when I finish it. So I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned how to make your Fortnite highlights intro, and I'll see you next time, but here's the final product before you leave the video.
Put on the flash, cause my number shine, made 10 racks and I'm spending the day. My bad, yeah, she from Dubai. If you ain't gonna support me, then my face. It's hard to survive when people just lie. She with me cause I'ma make it. You gotta